Away from that, crimes like sex work and attempted suicide could be decriminalized in Kenya if two bills debated at the National Assembly become law. The move is part of the judiciary's attempt to take a more human rights-friendly approach towards the country's criminal justice system that justice sector actors have long accused of being too punitive. The two bills will also see a readjustment of sentences for murder and robbery, as Victoria Rubadiri now reports.
Two bills could drastically overhaul Kenya's criminal justice system with sweeping changes to the penal code and the criminal procedure code. Justice sector actors have long argued that Kenya's criminal justice system has been too punitive and not oriented towards rehabilitation.
The National Council on Administration of Justice in 2015 did a survey of the criminal justice system, and it was discovered that 70% of people in the criminal justice system are young and poor. And so the people who are in remand, the people who are in jail, the people who are in courts are young and poor. The rich often find a way to get themselves out of the issue, and so there was an injustice in terms of petty offences.
As a result, individuals engaging in a petty offence like prostitution, for instance, could soon be exempted from prison time if the Penal Code Amendment Bill 2023 is passed by Parliament. According to the bill presented by Chief Justice Martha Koome, prostitution will remain an offence, but will call for alternative modes of handling petty offences, such as issuance of verbal sanctions, conditional discharge, probation, community service, and attending a rehabilitation centre. The new proposals in the bill also seek to remove the mandatory nature of the death penalty. As it stands, under Kenya's penal code, offences such as treason, taking an oath to commit a capital offence, murder, robbery with violence, and attempted robbery with violence carry the death penalty. The proposed legislation seeks to redefine robbery in two categories: first-degree robbery, involving one being armed with a firearm or offensive weapon and wounding or causing violence to another person. Second-degree robbery will now include threats to use actual force against a person or property to obtain or retain stolen property. A person convicted of first-degree robbery will be liable to the death penalty, while a person convicted of second-degree robbery will be liable to life imprisonment.
It was realized that many people were being sentenced to death due to robbery with violence, yet there were other circumstances that should have been considered by the courts. And so this gives the judicial officers more discretion in terms of deciding the severity of punishment that a person should get between the first degree and second degree.
Though the law retains the death penalty for murder, the new proposals will now see it classified as either first-degree or second-degree murder. First-degree murder includes causing the death of another person or poisoning, inflicting grievous bodily harm, or any type of intentional, deliberate, malicious, and premeditated killing. Whereas second-degree murder involves causing the death of another person through a negligent act or omission in the performance of duty that is not accompanied by an intent to cause death or bodily injury. As for punishment, the amendment recommends that a person convicted of first-degree murder be sentenced to death, while a person convicted of second-degree murder will be sentenced to life imprisonment.
We would have preferred that the death penalty would have been done away with as ICJ Kenya, because we campaign against the death penalty, viewing it as a violation of human rights. That the death penalty is in fact a form of torture, cruel and inhuman treatment or punishment, which flies in the face of our Constitution.
Other proposals include the decriminalizing of attempted suicide and including Kenya Sign Language as a language used in court alongside Kiswahili and English. Victoria Rubadiri, Citizen TV.